Hey guys, so for today's video, I have a full face of testing new products. I'm really excited because I tested out some really cool products and also a lot of like new releases and newly launched products. So I'm excited for you guys to see my first impression and kind of reaction on them. I ended up doing this super like glittery pink smoky eye type of look. You know me, when it comes to like testing out product full face first impressions videos, I always wing the makeup look that I do, so this is kind of just what happened. So if you're interested in checking out how I got this glittery pink makeup look using new products and seeing my first impressions, then make sure to just keep on watching. So let's go ahead and get started with foundation. I already just primed my face because I don't have a new primer to try out for today. I almost didn't have a new foundation too. I was literally about to sit down and start doing my primer, foundation, and concealer because I don't have any of those like new products to try, and then the doorbell rang and look what showed up on my doorstep. I'm so excited. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Foundation. They sent me 3 different shades. These 2 look the best. This one looks really dark, right? Like, I think this is definitely gonna be like a shade or two too dark, and then this one looks a shade too light, so I think I'm just gonna mix the 2. Here is 3.2 and 2.4. So maybe you guys have a shade recommendation for me. Like, what do you think my perfect shade will be if this is too dark and this is too light? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I hate mixing foundations. Anyways, I went ahead and primed the skin. We're gonna go ahead and test this foundation out. I've heard a ton of good things about this lately from Casey Holmes. I know my friend Diana loves it, so let's go ahead and try it. I'm gonna start off with the shade 3.2, and then I'll go ahead and add the light shade afterwards. I'm just going to, yeah, that's definitely about a shade and a half too dark. Also, I match my foundation to my body and not my face, so that's why, you know, compared to my neck, it's not too dark, but I think I'm still gonna add a little bit of 2.4 in there. The texture of this I actually really like. It kind of is, it's liquidy, but it's a thicker liquid, and you guys know I like my thick foundations. Blends out super easy. I'm hoping the coverage is really good once it's all blended. Coverage is pretty good. I had like a pretty red pimple there, and it covered it like, you know, a decent amount. Definitely not full coverage. I'm probably gonna add another layer. So I'm liking the coverage, the finish, and the texture of this. I wish it was fuller coverage. I would say the coverage is more like a nice medium to full. So it sets down pretty nicely. Like in terms of the finish, it's not too dewy. It actually has like a nice soft matte finish, which I am really digging right now. I feel like for some reason, I don't know if a second layer is going to work on top. So this actually builds nicely. It doesn't look cakey, which I thought it would just because it has like a soft matte finish. I thought it wouldn't really build too well, but I'm really loving this foundation so far. I love the finish, I love the texture. I just wish it was a tad bit more coverage, but I would just put more on initially. It's a tad bit too dark for me right now, like just a tad bit, but once I like highlight and conceal and, you know, the whole finished face should look okay. So I just went ahead and applied some concealer and also set my under eye concealer in the center of my face because I don't have a new concealer or under eye brightener powder to try out. So I just went ahead and skipped over that. So next I'm gonna try out this Smashbox. I just got a package from Smashbox, so that's why I'm trying out so many Smashbox stuff. Halo Hydrating Perfecting Powder, and this is in the shade Medium. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and take a little bit on the back of my hand and kind of pop it out. I'm kind of not digging the packaging of this. It's kind of hard to like get the product out. Oh, I just realized it might be better if I take my brush and put it in. Yes, that works better. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead. I actually really like that. The coverage is like, you know, like a light to medium, but I like the finish of it. It's like pretty smooth. So I just skipped bronzer because, again, I don't have a new bronzer to try, but I do have a new contour powder to try, which I'm really nervous to try it because the color does not look like it's gonna be for my skin tone. Like it looks pretty purpley, like way too cool tone. But then when you swatch it, it's not too bad. So I don't know, I'm a little nervous. So I'm only gonna take a tad bit and like contour with it and just see, even though I'm like super nervous. I don't know. The quality is nice, but I think it is too cool tone for me. So I'm kind of late on testing out this product, but these are the Marc Jacobs Air Blushes, and they're kind of like this really cool, like ombre-ish blush, and this shade Kink and Kisses really called out to me, especially because I think I'm gonna be playing with pinks today. So It's kind of like a peachy pink, but yeah, I'm excited to try this. I'm gonna actually just go ahead and dab right in the middle so I can get both the light and dark shade, but I'm gonna like middle towards the end since this will match my skin tone more than this. So middle towards end, and let's see how I like this. Well, that's pretty. I like how this is not too pigmented because I'm not like a fan of like overkill on blush. So if a product is too pigmented, sometimes I just put too much on. I am so excited to test this out. This is the Tarteist Pro Glow. Tarte has released so many new products, and so we're gonna be testing out a lot of them today. This is the Pro Glow palette. I just realized that there's a contour and a cream contour shade in here that I could have totally used. But I definitely think that this contour shade will be too cool tone for me, but if you are lighter skin than me, it'll definitely be perfect. And this smells like chocolate. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and mix these two shades right here, Lit and Fire, to kind of create the perfect light gold for me. I'm only gonna mix a little bit of Fire and mostly Lit. Ooh, these seem really pigmented. I'm kind of nervous for this. I'm always nervous when testing out a new highlight. Okay. So I'm not getting like a wham, bam, holy cow, that's super pigmented vibe. And I did apply like a good amount, but let's go ahead and do a second layer. Now you're getting a wham, bam pigment. I don't know if I'm like living, dying for it though. You know what I mean? I wish it was a bit more pigmented. Yeah, so I gotta be honest, I'm not like crazy over this palette. It doesn't look as like wet and intense and pigmented as I would like it to. So I just went ahead and did my brows off camera. Now we're gonna test out this Ofra Eye Gel Primer. Kind of curious to try this because I don't know, eye gel primer? Seems kind of weird that it says that it's a gel. Not so much of a gel, more of like a silicone, silky. It has a little bit of a greasy feeling, which I'm not crazy about. So now for the eyes, we're gonna test out the new Tarteist Pro eyeshadow palette. I'm really excited to try this. Like, first of all, the packaging is so pretty, but look at how pretty these colors are. And like, it kind of makes you step outside your comfort zone a little bit because you have these like cool pops of like, you know, like pops of color that are still kind of wearable. So I'm excited to try it out. The first thing I'm gonna do is set the eye with this first shade called Classic. I'm just gonna take that on the F35 by Sigma brush, and so pigmented, and set this eyeshadow primer. So one thing I'm noticing about the shadows is they're very powdery, like the powder just falls apart as soon as you touch it. But that's kind of what happens usually. The softer the powder, the creamier the powder, the more fallout you're going to have. So I mean, it kind of comes hand in hand with a super pigmented, creamy eyeshadow. You're gonna get, you know, some fallout. So I don't quite know what's going on with today's eye look. You guys know me, I like 90% of the time wing it. So that's what we're doing. I think the first shade I'm gonna go in with is Innocent. And then I'm also going to kind of mix a little bit of this beautiful warm brown shade, Whimsy. So Innocent and Whimsy. I think I'm just gonna mix the two. Might as well, and pop that on in the crease as a transition. I kind of took a lot of product. I'm pretty sure it's super pigmented. Yeah, super pigmented. I'm not a huge fan of this Ofra primer. It's kind of like a little too thin for my liking. I'm feeling like I don't even really have much of a base on. So I am going to take this beautiful kind of like, it's a super unique shade. It's kind of a red-based pinky shade. This is called Maud. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop that directly into the crease and kind of make it a little bit of a soft cut crease-ish. Yeah, so it's almost this like red magenta pink. It's actually really beautiful. I'm gonna bring it all the way from inner to outer. And I'm doing this with my eyes open so that way I can kind of make it look very deep set, you know, like super precise in the crease. And I also want to see how it sits when my eyes are open and if it can show a little bit while my eyes are open. This color might be like one of the most beautiful colors I have ever like worked with. Like, it's so unique. I actually really love this eyeshadow palette. Super pigmented and it's blending so nicely. So I'm gonna take a little bit of Drama, and it's like this deep violet, but it kind of is like a little bit of this burgundy based violet. And I'm just gonna take a little bit of that and just define that crease. I'm only putting a tad bit though. This palette has some really great, like, different shades in it. Like, if you want to step outside of your comfort zone, but still, like, not take it too crazy. So I think I want some glitter today. I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics glitter in baby pink. I'm being very honest with you guys. I can't remember if I've ever tested this glitter out before. I don't think I have. So, yeah. I don't really know. But either way, I think the lid needs that. There's not really a shade in here from the shimmers that I think I want to pair with this eye look. So I think some pop of glitter will be fun. So again, this is BH Cosmetics Baby Pink, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pat that all over the lid and bring it right up against that kind of soft cut crease that we did. Okay, so now that we glammed things up a bit, I'm gonna go ahead and work on the lower lash line. I'm gonna take the same shades we took for the crease area, and I'm just going to apply that right on the lower lash line and smoke it out. So I'm taking a little bit of Mod and smoking that out on the bottom as well. I'm also going to take a little bit of Drama, that deeper burgundy shade, and really press it against my lash line just to create some definition. So I am actually going to create a nice wing for this look. I'm going to use the NYX Matte Liquid Liner because I don't have a new liquid liner to try out. I'm actually going to dip back into that Pro Glow palette and take this highlight shade right here and just pop that in the inner corner. So I'm going to test out a new mascara. This is the Rodale Glamalash Mascara XXL Extreme Black Lash Maximizer. Yeah, Maximizer. So here's how the wand looks. It's super big. I'm hoping this gives me really voluminous lashes because I need that today. Yeah, it's not really doing too much to my lashes, and I feel like if I try to make it do more to my lashes, I'm just going to end up caking the mascara up and it's going to be too clumpy. It's also kind of giving my lashes the spidery effect, like super spiky and spidery, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I just went ahead and popped on some falsies, and now we're gonna move on to the lips. So for the lips, I have this Smashbox Always Sharp Lip Liner in the shade Nude Medium. So I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips with that, and I am going to overline my lips just to make my lips look more plump and bigger. So far I like the texture of this. It's super creamy, really easy to apply with the pointed tip. And I don't know, I just like how it applies. I am so excited to try these. These are the new Tarteist Lip Paint Liquid Lipsticks, but these ones actually dry completely matte. I know they have like the creamy ones that dry to like a soft matte, but they're not fully dry. These fully dry, so I'm really excited. I have the shade Salty and Rose that I think will look pretty for today. I think I'm gonna take Salty because I feel like doing a pale lip just in the center here. So I'm really, super watery formula because as I just opened it, like a spot just sprinkled out. So super watery formula, I could tell just by opening it. Yeah, very like liquidy formula, which is nice. Like it feels nice. Super thin. So not the most pigmented ever. I don't know if you guys can tell, it's a little bit on the sheerer side, like you would have to build it up a little bit, but they do feel super comfortable so far, so I think that that has something to do with it. So I am actually going to take a tiny bit of Rose and just kind of mix that in there. So that is it. That completes this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching me play with some new products and creating this makeup look. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll of course see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.